Welcome to the Market Mindset. We are the hub for news, results, and CEO interviews focusing the junior commodities sector. We provide market analysis and perspective that will help position you for solid returns. If that sounds like something you're interested in, you can help support us by liking this video, subscribing to our channel, and clicking the notification bell. For more info, you can visit our website. All links are in the description below. Now let's get into today's video.
There's no doubt that we're facing a lot of chaos and uncertainty, not only in the markets, but how we view energy and how we're getting energy for not only our civilization, but this, is an enormous task as we go through this great reset and this great shift. And in order for us to really understand the enormity of what's going on, please take a look at the copper video that we've done. This here is about Trigon Metals, and this is a company which has the Kombat Mine in Namibia and the Silver Hill copper-silver exploration project in Morocco. We're focused primarily on the copper side right now in the Kombat Mine. The company is listed on the TSX Venture as well as the Frankfurt. The symbol is TM on the TSX. So we're, as being Canadian, that's kind of the market that we look at. And this is a junior Canadian story, but it's a mid-tier producer of copper in a very safe jurisdiction, and they've hit milestones in the past, especially 8 months. That is truly remarkable. And this is a company that really highlights extensive management team. They've proven themselves to be more than competent, hitting all their milestones during COVID and producing metal right now. I mean, that's this is incredible, and it's almost neglected. So we wanted to get out and just remind people that Trigon Metals is an excellent opportunity. But it's hard not to get frustrated when you see a company hitting their milestones with a fantastic project, but knowing that this is a challenging market. And back in February, we had talked about how greatly de-risked, but yet still punished for raising money a few weeks back, and the stock kind of pulled back quite a bit. But we're getting a lot more, resiliency now, and we really believe that this year could be critical for unlocking more value. And we see this as being an outstanding long-term potential story to follow. And at these prices, it's hard to negate a lot of the facts that we're faced with this company, which are looking robust to say the least, not only in the short term, but long term in general, as we look at copper and the ability for this company to expand upon a resource that is looking quite strong. Now, one thing I want to kind of mention is that before we get ahead of ourselves and talk about what they have and some of the news flow, is they have 35 kilometers of strike length. So what that means is the longest horizontal dimensions of a body or zone of mineralization. 35 kilometers of that. That's enormous. So this isn't a typical story where they are producing, they know what they have in the ground, and you can easily work out the IRR, and that's the end of the story. This has enormous blue sky potential for expansion, and that is part I think that people are missing. So back just a few months ago, they updated their 43-101 on their mineral resource, open pit and underground combined estimate at the Kombat Mine, and their indicated copper resource increased by 113%, and their indicated silver was up 2,253%. So that alone is more than newsworthy. But it's also the backing and support that they have in this company, with Larissa Sprott on the board and Eric Sprott being a major shareholder. And as we know, he owns approximately 19.9% of the outstanding shares on a non-dilutive basis, and about almost 23.7% if you take into account all the warrants. So that's always a strong indication, too, of having great people involved in your product. Also, on February 28th, the company announced their first shipment of copper concentrate, which was a big highlight. And that was delivered to IXM warehouses in Walvis Bay, Namibia. And that truckload contained 31 dry metric tons of concentrate grading 20.41% copper and 265 grams per ton silver. And that truckload is the first of 400 tons of concentrate now produced and stockpiled at the Kombat Mine. If we take a bit of a step back too, we can see January 5th that they announced that they had run their first copper concentrates and were producing. So they've been hitting these milestones as we move along, adding people to the board, most notably Mr. Oliver, who comes to the board. He's currently leads Equus Energy Advisors, a consulting practice in Canada. He's also currently the president and CEO of United Hydrocarbon International. Mr. Oliver's professional experience includes his role as president and CEO of Namibian-based UNX Energy Corp, a company that was sold for $730 million in 2011. Mr. Oliver also spent 9 years in the Canadian investment banking industry, working as a managing partner and institutional equity salesman at Paradigm Capital. He's also an institutional equity salesman at Cormac Securities. And in the first decade of his career, Mr. Oliver worked in various intermediate and senior level capacities, including Canadian Hunter Exploration, Crestar Energy, and Murphy Oil Company. This brings a ton of expertise in drilling, but also in operations and relationship building in Namibia. So that was a great extension to their board. They're looking very vibrant moving forward in a very friendly infrastructure, a very friendly country that does have, proximity to Europe. To ship up copper that's dramatically needed as we pivot and move towards a green society. And it's projects like this that have attracted some big names, some impressive people with a management team that has shown that it can hit milestones. That kind of credibility, particularly during the COVID event, is remarkable. So this is just a quick shout out to Trigon and all the hard work they've done. We look forward to seeing what happens this summer, and as more people start to put together that where is this energy going to come from, especially when we decide to step away from Russia, who is such a major player, not only in gas to Europe, but understanding the crucial role of copper moving forward. Please look at the video that we did on copper, just to give yourself a bit of a background, and then to consider Trigon, what they've achieved, what they've done. Take a look at their website and get back to us and let us know what you think. What I can say is Trigon Metals is certainly got a lot of those things that you need to see. And it's exciting to be looking at a company that's actually producing as well. Often people overlook these ones to focus on the majors. And as usually indicated, people look at the commodities first. They then look at the majors, and then they start to trickle into the junior producers as well as the exploration companies. And this has got a little bit of it all. It has the great board. It has access to capital. It's able to raise money. It's producing in an incredible sector, in a commodity sector that is only going to see growth. And we're looking forward to seeing what Jed Richardson comes up with in the next year and years to come. But as we keep an eye on Trigon Metals.